Have you ever imagined how much medicine can change the world? The pills you take for a cold, the tablets that ease allergies, the drugs that fight cancer and save lives. Among them, one discovery by a Japanese researcher has protected the eyesight and lives of hundreds of millions of people and changed history itself. That medicine is ivermectin. Its discoverer, Satoshi Omura, was a scientist who rose from a small rural town in Japan to global recognition. His research was hailed as a miracle, and in 2015 he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. But this story is more than just a tale of scientific achievement. It asks us a profound question. In the age of AI, what does human discovery truly mean? Chapter 1. The invisible enemy that haunted the world. Until the late 20th century, rural communities across Africa and Latin America were plagued by parasitic diseases that struck tens of millions. One of the most feared was onchocerciasis, also called river blindness. The disease is spread by tiny black flies that bite humans, injecting parasites that grow beneath the skin. Eventually, the parasites invade the eyes, cloud the cornea, and rob people of their sight. Victims didn't just lose their vision. They suffered unbearable itching and skin disease that made everyday life impossible. Unable to work, entire villages fell into poverty. Some even became known as blind villages. According to international estimates, tens of millions were infected and millions went blind. The fear of darkness was so widespread that people accepted it as fate. There was no cure. Doctors were far away in the cities, and for poor rural families, survival meant simply enduring the suffering. Chapter 2. From a small lab in Yamanashi, the breakthrough came from an unlikely place. A Japanese scientist named Satoshi Omura, born in 1935 to a farming family in Yamanashi Prefecture. Omura often said, "I loved nature and I loved touching the soil." But the path to becoming a scientist was anything but easy. His family was not wealthy, and elite universities in big cities seemed out of reach. Still, Omura worked tirelessly. He studied at Yamanashi University and later became a researcher at the Tokyo University of Science. His specialty actinomycetes, these are microscopic organisms that live in soil. Under the microscope, they look like long, thread-like filaments, something between bacteria and mold. But actinomycetes were a treasure trove for humanity. Why? Because many life-saving antibiotics like penicillin and streptomycin had been discovered from these soil microbes. A single handful of soil could contain millions of unseen species hiding unknown chemical compounds, perhaps even cures for future diseases. Omura was fascinated by this possibility. Together with his students, he traveled across Japan, collecting soil samples, isolating microbes, and cultivating them. There was no automation. Everything was done by hand. Day after day, I sat before the microscope and incubator, he recalled. That relentless routine eventually led to a world-changing discovery. Chapter 3. The Soil of Destiny. Streptomyces ivermectineus. In the 1970s, Omura collected a soil sample from a golf course in Ito City, Shizuoka Prefecture. From it, he isolated a rare actinomycete, later named Streptomyces ivermectineus. This microbe produced a compound with astonishing properties. It killed parasites with incredible power, yet caused little or no harm to mammals. It was, in short, a dream substance deadly to parasites, harmless to humans. Through chemical refinement, the compound was developed into what became known as ivermectin. At first, it was released as a veterinary medicine for cattle and horses. The farming industry embraced it as a revolution in animal health. But Omura believed the discovery could go further. This medicine should help humans too, he thought. Chapter 4. The Drug That Saved Africa. By the 1980s, clinical trials began to test ivermectin for human use. The results were nothing short of extraordinary. A single tablet could suppress parasites for months, dramatically improving symptoms, and side effects were remarkably mild. Pharmaceutical company Merck saw its global potential and made a bold decision. They would provide ivermectin free of charge to countries in need. Working with the WHO, this made treatment available to tens of millions of people across Africa. The impact was breathtaking. Villages once devastated by blindness came alive again. People regained their ability to work the fields. Children returned to school. Communities that had been on the brink of collapse were reborn. One report stated, without ivermectin, this village would not have survived. The drug soon earned its reputation as a miracle medicine. and is now considered one of the most life-saving drugs in human history. Chapter 5: The Nobel Prize and Humble Words. In 2015, Satoshi Omura was awarded the Nobel Prize. The reason was clear: for revolutionizing the treatment of parasitic infections, saving the health and lives of hundreds of millions. But at the award ceremony, his words were strikingly humble. "I only discovered what nature had already created." For Omura, research was not about invention. It was about uncovering the treasures already hidden in the natural world. This humility is perhaps the greatest lesson for us today. Chapter 6: Ivermectin and Modern Controversy. In recent years, ivermectin gained attention as a supposed treatment for COVID-19, yet the evidence was limited and confusion spread as debates grew louder. What matters most, however, is not the misuse, but remembering its true legacy. Even now, ivermectin remains a vital tool in eliminating tropical diseases. Omura's real achievement was this: he shone a light on neglected diseases and gave hope to the world's most vulnerable. Chapter 7: Discovery in the Age of AI. Today, we live in an era where AI can predict molecular structures and design new drugs. Computers can analyze vast amounts of data and reveal patterns that humans might miss. But is that enough? Omura's discovery was born from a human instinct, the belief that if you dig into the soil, you may uncover the source of life. AI may predict, but it cannot dig. It cannot replace the intuition, patience, and stubborn curiosity of a human being. His story asks us, when AI can calculate everything, what is left for humans to discover? The answer is not yet clear, but somewhere in nature, another miracle still lies waiting. Conclusion: ivermectin was born in a small Japanese lab, yet it saved Africa and reshaped global health. Behind it stood the persistence of a single scientist and his compassion for humanity. And for us, the challenge remains: how can we preserve human intuition and discovery in the age of AI? The story of Satoshi Omura is not only a tale of past greatness, it is a guidepost for the future.